So students, so now we have done from the terrestrial habitats, we have done the deserts. Now we are going to move forward with the mountains. Now you see, what kind of animals do you found in mountains? The animals those are found are, they can be goat, it can be a yak. What do you think are the peculiar features or peculiar characteristics of these animals to adapt their bodies, to adapt themselves to stay in the mountains? So firstly, we need to know that mountains are extremely cold environmental conditions, right? So most of the mountains have snow in the winter season, right? So goat and yak are those animals, they are adapted actually to survive in the extreme cold conditions. Okay, yak is an animal that has a thick layer over its whole body to protect the animal from the cold, okay, that is present in the mountains. On the other hand, these are the animals. Now talking about the plants, the plants found on mountains are usually pine trees or oak trees. Both of these trees are actually in the shape of a cone, okay, this shape, and the leaves are very thin and they are needle like, okay. The breadth of the leaf is not much, they are very thin, just like you must have seen lemongrass if you're not living in the mountains. So the leaves are lemongrass like, they're very thin and needle like, okay, and the shape of the tree is in the shape of a triangle. Why? So that whenever it rains, the water or the snow, whenever snowfall is happening or rainfall is happening, the water from the rain or the snow from the snowfall, it does not stick on the top of the tree and it falls. So if it is here, if the drop or snowflake has fallen here, it will slide down, it will glide down, okay. So it is not supposed to stick at one position, that is why the cone shape of the tree, okay. There are two peculiar animals that come to our mind exactly. The one is deer and the other is lion. You see, there is a food chain, right? And in Grassland, we're going to talk about that only. So, when we're talking about the food chain, there is a predator and there is a prey, right? So, a lion actually eats deer, right? So, lion is the predator and deer is the prey, okay? So now both of these animals have their characteristic features of the body so as to help themselves survive, right? Lion needs to have good conditions, good characteristic features in the body so that it becomes a good predator, okay, and it can run after its own meal, okay. And deer, that is the prey, they have characteristic feature so that they can save themselves from becoming a prey, right? So now if we talk about, now I'm going to write these here. So when we are talking about deer, you see, when you see a deer has a face like this, right? And here are the ears, okay. Now don't mind my drawing. Okay, so firstly, the ears of the deer, the ears are strong ears. What is the purpose of strong ears? Now it has to listen to the footsteps of the predator, okay. For that, the deer has strong ears so that it can listen to the footsteps of the predator. Second thing, it has eyes. It has a very thin face and eyes are present at both of the sides of the face, right? So one eye is pointing towards left side, the other is pointing towards right side. So basically both eyes on different sides actually mean that the deer has a wider view. Okay, so eyes on two sides for wider view. Okay, the third point is to save its life. Deer has the power of running very fast. Okay, so that whenever the predator is following the deer, it listens to the sound of the footsteps. Okay, it has a wider view of the eyes. It can see the predator anywhere around, and it runs. Okay, so runs fast. Okay, so these are the three main conditions that a deer possesses so as to protect and survive from the predator. Okay, now when we're talking about a lion, now in contrast to deer only, the lion has a very thick face and both of the eyes are present at the front only, right? So in case of lion, the eyes are in front, right? So we cannot say that it has a wider view. All right. Now the eyes in front actually help the lion to focus, to actually measure the distance between himself and the prey. Okay, eyes at the front help us to determine the actual distance, right? Now as humans we also have eyes at the front of our face, so we can actually have the idea of where the other object we are trying to identify is lying, right? So whenever an animal has eyes at front of the face, that animal has the ability to actually judge the distance between himself and the object that is identifiable. So it has the actual uh, actual distance between lion and prey, that here we are going to talk about deer only, right? The next point is that a lion has a skin that camouflages easily with the ground, with the soil of the mount of the grassland. Okay, so it has a camouflage color of skin. These are the main points for the lion. Okay, one more point, that the lion has teeth so that it can eat the flesh of other animals. So it has carnivore teeth, you can say. Okay, carnivore teeth are actually sharper so that they can tear the flesh. Okay, so they have carnivore teeth. And in case of deer, deer has strong teeth so that it can chew the strong stems of the plants. Okay, so they are not as sharp as lion, because lion has to actually tear apart the flesh of the animals to eat, right? But deer have strong teeth to eat the plants. Alright, so deer has strong teeth to eat plants, while lion has carnivore teeth so that it can tear the flesh of the animals. Also, one more point, when we were talking about the goat in mountains, goat also have one more peculiar feature. The goats have actually uh, hooves. Okay, it has hooves. Hooves are actually protecting covering of under the feet so that it does not feel cold on the feet, on the uh, uh, underside of the feet. Okay, so hooves are the protected covering that protect the goat's feet. Okay, yak has a layer that helps to protect it from the snow. Okay, so it is protected from this heavy layer. Okay, so they have heavy layer of hair that is in yaks. Okay, here you must have seen yaks, they have very long hair, so it is a heavy layer so that it can protect the body from the cold. Okay, another example is snow leopard. Snow leopard also has a thick covering over the body to protect it from cold. It is of skin only, of flesh you can say, right? So now these are the three animals of mountains that actually have these specific features to adapt their bodies for the mountain regions that are snowy regions.